Here we are, ready to begin our last unit. And this last unit is full of information. So as we start out this unit, we're going to start with looking at intelligence and personality and how those are psychology topics. And just a reminder that psychology is pretty much dealing with theories and not facts. And so there are multiple theories for intelligence. There are multiple theories for personality. That nature versus nurture concept is going to come back in. So that's the first lesson we'll start with, which is pretty intriguing, especially with the personality part, and be looking for some bonus opportunities during this unit. Then we'll move into more cognitive skills, like what are our thought processes? How do we develop language? How do we problem solve? Where does creativity come in? I know that one of the things in my job now is that I actually do professional development for teachers. And we hear from businesses and we hear from colleges all the time that we need to develop more problem-solving skills with our students. And I get this from teachers, like, how do we teach problem-solving skills? And really, it is just engaging you all in opportunities to solve problems and to learn to solve problems in unique ways. So this is something that you will see in lesson 2 in unit 4. The problem solving, creativity, the role of flexibility, how we learn language, how we're motivated. As a coach and as a teacher too, you really have to look at how players and students are motivated. Some have intrinsic motivation coming from the inside. Some students are motivated by grades. There's always those players when I'm coaching that you can really push and you can challenge in different ways. Maybe you can raise your voice to. There are other players, you raise your voice to them and they're going to completely shut down. So the motivation, what motivates us to do things? This lesson also contains some information on emotions, which are psychological topics. Then we'll get into lesson 3, which is on the social influences of human behavior. And this is all nurture. We're not looking at any nature when we're talking about social influences on behavior. What really influences us to do the things that we do? And the last part of this unit is going to be on the wellness part. We hear a lot today about mental health and mental wellness, and you're going to explore this in lessons 4 and 5. Lesson 4 deals a lot with stress. You just finished your life interview projects, which I've loved reading, by the way. Just some fascinating stories and those transitions. Those transitions in life cause us stress. Sometimes it's the way we deal with stress that makes a difference. Different things provide different stress, but there are coping mechanisms, and hopefully you will learn some of those about psychological wellness in that lesson. And then we'll end the class with abnormal behavior, studying abnormal behavior, mental disorders, approaches, and treatments. Please note that abnormal psychology is a completely separate course that you get into in advanced levels of psychology in college. But a lot of this you will see and be able to recognize in things you hear in the news and some things that really we look at now as treating our mental health just like we do our physical health, that we have to take care of that. And so it's really interesting that we end the course with this. Throughout this course, you're going to have a few different assignments. These are going to be more applicable. You'll be given like a scenario or a situational analysis where you'll apply some of the things that you're learning, and they'll end the course with a research project on one of the mental disorders that we study. So as always, I look forward to reading your discussion post and your assignments and learning from you and with you.